Hello, everybody. My name is Tilo. I'm a backpacker from Germany. I'm on the Hihor podcast, and I recently walked all the way across Trinidad from the furthest points, and all without any money or equipment, just with my clothes and a camera.
Excellent stuff.
Start the show. You know, how do you say it? How do you say it? Die is
Einzige Podcast.
podcast. See, I had to Google Translate that. The only podcast that will make you walk a mile and a half till you just for his benefit.
That was apt.
That was apt. It is for his benefit. It was for his benefit. Anyway, Hee-Haw, episode
49.
49.
Yeah, we here again. I see we had start up in the ante now, but
We're going up in the ante.
Yeah,
We gotta pass some.
we hear a lot more. We're trying to actually bring a little bit more interesting guests on into the show. So today we have the guy that we have a lot of interesting questions here. By the
We
way,
have a whole lot of
Thank you.
questions.
Thank you.
about jam pack. Yeah. So he introduced himself.
Straight from Deutschland.
Yeah.
One day I was walking down the road, going through my social media as I usually do, and there's this guy saying he's gonna walk from one end of Trinidad to the next.
Yeah.
Just the two.
There's only one other person who claimed such grand feats. I would I could call names on the show, man. It's my show. Watson Duke. You remember when that nigga was going to Tobago?
Hey, what did he forget you?
When he jumped into the water with the wetsuit and
Oh, yeah. That didn't work out.
so there was a guy who said he was going to swim to Tobago. If you see the person's physique,
Yeah.
you're not going to think that this person could swim 10 meters. So his claim was that he's going to swim to Tobago to protest some issue Trinidad and Tobago was having at the point in time,
Whoa.
probably politically, and it never happened. So
Yeah.
Because you know the distance between Trinidad and Tobago.
37 kilometers. Yeah, that's a lot.
he wasn't going to swim.
Swimming distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, straight out of Deutschland.
Oy.
I seen it properly. I seen it.
Sorry?
Am I saying it properly?
Of course.
Deutschland.
Deutschland, yes.
Deutschland.
Deutschland.
Good.
So what
We
was
have
it
Tilo.
to,
Yeah, we have
to,
Tilo.
to come to Trinidad, Tilo?
Why I came to Trinidad?
Yeah.
You have good dry docks. It's like the short answer.
Dry docks.
Dry docks.
Dry docks. So, like, those are the things where you put your boat if you need to repair your boat. So
Oh.
basically, I hitchhiked across the Atlantic Ocean. I worked on a sailing boat to cross the Atlantic Ocean, like as a crew member. And if you work on a sailing boat, you go where captain says you go. And captain says, I need to fix my boat, so we go to Trinidad.
Wow, okay.
And that's why I went to Trinidad.
And
Amazing.
like you just get to walk on the shore, or like you have to go through regular immigration and stuff.
No, I'm illegally in this country. Yeah,
Oh, damn.
like
Oh, damn.
regular immigration. Like it's a little bit different if you go on the boat. I'm technically registered on the boat, and I technically here as like a crew member. But I still leave the boat. The captain has now gone back to America. He's gonna fix his boat, and I go on my way.
So you're stuck here until your parents then say, "What are you still doing there? Come back home."
Nah. Yeah, my parents always want me to go back home, but that's probably not gonna happen for like a long time.
A young man deciding to adventure into the unknown.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Was sparked that fire?
I finished high school.
How old are you?
20.
Jesus.
You could
Yeah.
tell. Yeah.
So I just finished high school, and well, it's a very long story, but
We've
I
got
tried.
time.
We are not more time.
Yeah, no, I tried to make it short. So I just finished high school, and I basically need to do something with my life. I'm from like a small village, like nothing going on. I've lived my whole life in this village, and I need to do something. I didn't want to study yet. Everybody in my village studied, so first I went like on a pilgrimage. You know what a pilgrimage is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I walked from Germany to, it's called Camino Santiago. I walked from Germany to Spain. It's like a little under 3,000 kilometers, I think. And yeah, I did it like because basically I wanted to like find myself and find something to do with my life.
And did you find what was looking for any pilgrim?
Yeah. No, I found something I wanted to do with my life.
What was her name? What was
Yeah.
her name?
What?
What was her name?
No, it wasn't about a girl.
Okay.
It wasn't about a girl.
Just messing with you.
Yeah.
No. No, I decided that it was really awesome. So I started basically with just a coincidence that I do all of this because it's all sparked by this pilgrimage. I like worked for like an entire month to like save up for the money on this pilgrimage. And then when I started, I had forgotten all the money at home. I had only 50 euros with me, like someone gave the day before to me, and my credit card didn't work because I just ordered it like the week before. So I didn't get like the code of the credit card.
Shit.
But I started walking anyway. And yeah, I mean, it's like a long story because it's like 4 months of walking, but...
Every day.
Yeah, every day. I think like it's 125 days and 3 days out of that I didn't walk. 3 or 4 days. But other than that, 125 days I walked 24 kilometers a day.
Your parents know where you are, right? Like,
Yeah, no, they know,
okay,
they know
okay.
where I am. I didn't like run away from home. Like maybe
Okay.
somewhat, but you know,
Okay,
they know where I
great.
am. We still have a good relationship and all
Okay,
of that.
okay.
And
Let's check it.
Yeah, basically, I walked to Spain with like 50 euros. I spent like €1 a day, less than €1 a day. I only ate like oatmeal and water, and I worked in like the Champagne. It's like you know
Champagne.
You know Champagne?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the region in France where this made. I like
Okay, great.
work making champagne. Like got a little bit of money on that. Some people gave me like a little bit money here and there, and then I just basically went inside the village and asked people for a place to sleep, right? And not out of like a necessity, right? Because I didn't have the money to buy any hostels, and just walked up and tried to figure out a place to sleep. And I wasn't like an outgoing guy. I was like the super shy guy. I had like 2-3 friends, right? I was the complete opposite. You would never expect me to do this, right? I didn't have any girlfriend. I wasn't super unpopular. I wasn't even scared to like buy a bread in the bread shop as I started. But the thing
bread
is, like the bakery.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, once you start, you have like the necessity, right? You're in it, right? And you have to go through this. There's like no way, especially the further you go from home, right? When you like have very little money, you like need to make this work right now, right? So it kind of forced me to go outside. I really hated it, right? The first night I didn't have a place to sleep. I went inside like a village, and there was just like a big celebration going on, and I walked past like the first people, and then there was just like the small driveway, and for like I think half an hour I just walked up and down the driveway because I was so scared to talk to people, and I just went back and I talked to them, and you know, they called their priest and were like, yeah, you could sleep in our school. So basically I was super insecure. It was the complete opposite. But the thing is, if you like ask random people for a place to sleep for like 100 days straight or so,
Eventually
like,
the
you
shame
get
goes.
like a little bit used to that. But at least it takes some time, right? At least like 50 days or so until it starts getting better.
So you see, Oleu.
So that's basically how it sparked. And then I hitchhiked back to Germany. I earned a little bit of money, working different kind of jobs in my village, like a factory nearby. And I bought my equipment. I bought a medical insurance, and then I was like, okay, I have a dream. I want to see the Amazon rainforest. I want to live in the Amazon rainforest. You know, I just managed to walk across Europe with like 50 euros. And I was like, okay, let's go one step further. I want to hitchhike to the Amazon rainforest, starting with no money, and I don't want to use planes. And yeah, then I just took my backpack one day and walked outside of my village through the woods to the next highway, and started hitchhiking. Basically.
Listen.
And
What you're saying to us right now
It's crazy.
is
Yeah.
abstract.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I know. It's crazy to a lot of people.
Is
Because
is the crime rate high in like all the places that you walk in?
Well, not really. In Germany, not really. Depending on how and where and what. Berlin, I was in Berlin, I was in Paris. There's some crime rate, but
Some crime rate.
you know.
crime is crime. It always happen.
In my village, there's like no serious crime at all.
Wow.
It's like, I don't know, it's a German village don't really have crime. I mean, they have crime, but it's like, I don't know, some dude who doesn't have a driver's license. Actually, there was like one dude who drove like 22 years without a driver's license, but like nobody kills each other or like they don't steal because everybody just know who
That's
it is,
unheard of.
and, you know, you can't do it.
Oh no, it's the unlicensed driver. No.
Yeah, but
Like-
you don't, you know, laws are like they don't care about laws. Yeah.
No, well, this
Well,
is the sweetest island in the Caribbean,
So-
apparently.
What was the culture shock like coming here now? Because first off, I don't want to seem weird, but like, are you accustomed seeing like not pigment?
You should say, are you accustomed seeing black people?
Are you accustomed
Yeah.
seeing like
Yeah.
a lot of black people? Like, what was the culture shock to be like? Okay, hair's curly, you guys have brown eyes.
I don't. It's somewhat of a culture shock. You know, I get used to culture shocks. You know,
Well,
like,
yeah.
I'm from a small village, so even going to like Berlin was like a huge culture shock with like so many people and police and crime. And then I was to Paris, and then I sailed across the Atlantic, which is like you sail across the Atlantic. What the hell? And I went to Cape Verde, which is
South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain cultural shocks I have here. Like black people is one of them, but I don't know. It's I need to think about it more. Like it's a lot of different things.
What stood out the most to you when you came to Trinidad? What was the most the most impactful thing that stood out the most?
I don't know. It changes over time. There's so many different kind of maybe the rainforest, the heat, constant heat,
Yeah.
Okay.
and the animals. They're like they're so different here.
What animals?
Like you have got lizards running around everywhere. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
in Europe, we would have like mice running around or something like that. Or
Oh,
like,
you didn't
like
see all
rats.
mice yet.
No, I didn't see them.
Well,
I
I
was
mean,
lucky.
per capita, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to Port of Spain? You've been to Port of Spain. You haven't seen rats?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen. No, like maybe it's a few, but
Well,
I don't know.
How many people that? All right, you say you didn't grow up with much friends. Shy guy.
Yeah, I had like a small, tight friend group, and that's it. Like,
Right. So you keep in contact with your friends.
yeah,
All right. This is something that's probably very rare among people in general that you decide to pick up one day with your
Yeah.
backpack, all
Yeah.
the money, and just
yeah,
go
sail to
around
the west.
around the world.
yeah.
You know, is when you read about stories like that. You know, and it's amazing to know that some way or form Trinidad and Tobago end up in the whole mix. You know,
Yeah, somehow,
that's crazy.
Because it's
But
happened by chance. Like
Yeah.
the Trinidad part happened by
Yeah,
chance.
no, I never heard of Trinidad like a month ago or something. No,
That's the wild
I'm
part.
already a month here, but like 2 months ago.
so interesting experiences. What have you experienced from Trinidad or in Trinidad so far?
Well, basically, I arrived in Trinidad, and I stayed like 4 days in some like luxury, like called Kruse Inn, with like my
Shagaramas.
captain. Yeah,
Oh.
Shagaramas out there,
Okay.
and then basically the captain left and was just like on my own. Slept the first week or so. I slept in like the jungle up in Shagaramas.
Right, yeah, the
you have
forest.
your
The
you have your
forest.
like your camping gear and stuff.
Yeah, I have like a
Okay.
big backpack with everything. I
Okay,
need.
okay.
And just went in Port of Spain with like the bus each day, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy, especially like the first night sleeping in the jungle. It was like already getting dark, and everybody tells you about the snakes and everything. You're just like walking through the jungle, and this is so like foreign to me as like a European, right? The jungle.
Okay.
you've
Well, where you entered, that's in Shagaramas, is sort of different in terms of biodiversity
Yeah,
than the rest of the northern range.
yeah,
It's more like desertified
yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like real jungle, but for me it was enough
Yeah.
jungle to be jungle.
I mean, if you're interested, we could take it some to
We
some
could take
jungle
it to
jungle.
some the jungle
But
jungle.
It's all good.
Yeah, no, I'm going there. I'm going. This is like my end point at least
Okay.
That's
right now.
that was the jungle, but we're talking about the people now.
The people.
Trinidad has a unique mix of people.
Yeah, no, you've got everything. You've got blacks, you've got Indians, you've got
yeah.
And
Chinese, you got some white people.
we have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even aliens. Yeah.
Aliens. Oh no, I didn't meet
You,
them.
you mean them? The
No,
greenskins?
You didn't meet them?
No, no,
the
no.
green
no,
skins?
There's a couple though.
You didn't see the greenskins?
Ah,
Several different species. I would actually
Like,
tell you.
yeah.
you need to show me those.
Yeah, you came too late.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll show you.
Okay.
So yeah, we have a unique sense of humor, a sense of how we communicate.
Yeah.
I think in Trinidad, it's a bit like paradise is becoming like it is erupting, right?
Yeah.
Where we starting to see a whole lot more violence. We starting to see a whole lot more issues that sadly is just part of our growing people.
Yeah.
But I noticed one thing in your stories that we had to talk about where you were robbed, I believe.
Well, they tried to rob me, so it's technically
Yeah.
attempted robbery.
Probably of what though? Like the backpack.
No, I didn't have like a backpack. That was at the start. I had nothing other than my phone. They tried to get my phone. So basically, I was just walking out of like a village, and some guys, probably from the village, some young guys saw me, and they like waited for me like in the jungle outside of the village. And and then they just like ran to me, and one guy like wrestled me down and tried to get my phone, and my like phone flew on the other side of the road because it just like threw me on the ground, and I wrestled him. Like I threw him away, and then we dived for the phone. I got it first, and I just started running away from them. And the whole time I started like screaming at them to like go away. And then a car drove by, and I like told the car to stop, and the car eventually stopped, and I got in. And
This is the greatest not robbery story ever because typically that's not how it goes down.
Yeah, no, they didn't have. It's just like some teenagers or something. Oh no, maybe a little bit older.
What kind of phone are we talking about? Like iPhone 14 Max Pro?
I don't know.
Oh, let me see this. Let's see this phone.
It's a second hand. I don't know. It's like a Samsung Galaxy X.
Bro, come on, black people. Let them
Yeah.
get iPhone Max at least.
Like even for me, it's like second hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The travel phone. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's the phone I record everything on, and I will protect it with my life, cause that's my footage.
Hey.
And my footage, steal my clothes, steal everything, but my
not
footage.
the phone, not the phone.
Well, the phone, you can steal the phone if I backed up my footage, but
Oh yeah, Dropbox. Okay, do you guys have Dropbox? You guys have Dropbox and like Jupyter.
Everyone has Dropbox.
Yeah, let's put on the cloud. You
Yeah,
said.
no, I don't. I need to get one of those. I've got like a physical hard drive. I back up it.
Bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on the cloud.
Yeah,
As soon as.
So from Trinidad and Tobago, where does the wind blow?
What do you mean? Where I go next?
Where you go to? Yeah, where you going to next?
Venezuela, probably.
Ooh, that's a
gonna
very
be-
interesting
Yeah.
location to choose. But what you would basically say is that you've seen socially displaced people in Trinidad on your journey. You've been seeing people who like homeless, sleeping on the side of the
Yeah.
road.
We've seen a lot of things.
I see them everywhere, like also in Berlin and Paris. And
You are a very interesting type of tourist to our nation because the usual tourist is going to see what
The
we
beach.
want them to see.
They see
Yeah.
the beach. They see the
You took the deepest dive ever into
Trinidad
what we would
culture.
consider to be the Caribbean America.
yeah.
You got to see the underbelly. You got to see
Yeah.
the pretty parts and the not the
Yeah.
ugly parts.
Yeah. So knowing knowing that you've seen some shit, some stuff, it's been a
Some
couple.
shizer.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
shizer.
Trinidad is gonna do a lot to you, but for the most part, we are a warm loving people,
Yeah.
and we don't really try to dominate in spaces. But I noticed like there were a lot of times where you kind of was a little bit apprehensive of being on this journey in Trinidad through your social media.
Oh yeah. No, I exploded in like popularity. It's
Yeah, that
crazy.
was crazy.
Like
Yeah.
I did YouTube for like a year or so, and like Instagram for like 3 months, and I had like 300 subscribers on YouTube, and nobody like really watched me. And
Until you did this.
yeah,
then
no,
it's
and
like-
until I did this, and I like put some reels on Instagram, and like 2 days later, I think 3 of them, and 2 days later, only like 2 people have like followed me from Trinidad, and I was like, okay. If like only 2 people see this, I want to like at least like maybe like 100 people to follow my journey. So, I like wrote like a bunch of media organizations, and nobody answered except like one press organization, and they did like a small story in one of the newspapers, and then
locally here.
yeah. And then a friend of mine told me, hey, you should get TikTok. Everybody here uses TikTok. And I just actually re-uploaded the 3 videos from Instagram on TikTok.
And that was it.
And
Whole
like
different
2
story.
days later, it's like 3,000 followers. 5 days later, it's like 10,000 followers.
That's TikTok.
Now I'm like
Viral.
30,000 or something. It's like boom.
Viral.
Crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. You're back home. Do you have the same kind of support as you're getting
What do you mean?
in terms of social media? Like people receive you as much as you're being received now.
Well,
you get a
I-
lot of support from home, from Germany.
As I told you, like I started with like nearly no followers, right?
So they're really iffy in Germany.
Well, I don't. Well, back then I wasn't like maybe as good as creating videos, or I wasn't as good as marketing. I just didn't hit with people. So like good chunk of my followers is like from Trinidad. Now that I think like maybe the algorithm promotes me, like I get like also more followers from like
Yeah.
you know, now that it's kind of like a lot of people follow me. There's like more people from the US and like other Caribbean islands. It's very few from Germany. At the beginning was like mostly Germans, but you know now it's just you know some of the other countries. But I think at like 50%. It depends on the platform, but I feel like good chunk of it is just Trinidadian. Yeah.
That's amazing.
No, but look here. I'd ask no. So okay, if it's followers, the demographics now in the followers is mostly females.
No,
It what?
50-50.
50-50? It's like you didn't get approached by no girl who's like, oh, take me back with you. Take me back
What?
with you.
No, I didn't get approached. No, I mean like you got some messages. You know.
Again, that's why I want to know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, come on! I go in the freaking Amazon rainforest. Who want to go with me? Then?
You might be surprised.
Be surprised.
In Trinidad, there's a colloquial term called the La Diablesse. Just beware of her in the forest. La Diablesse.
La Diablesse.
What does it mean?
It's French, right? For devil, female. So
Yeah.
It's a chick. She will be in white
Folklore.
by the like roadside, looking to get passengers to carry them to hell. Basically,
Okay.
I'm not sure how good.
Well, the folklore goes that there's a lady who's been in it. She has is one leg or two legs? Or two legs are
Yeah.
hooved. She has a hooved leg, right?
Yeah.
And she dresses in a nice
She looks pretty as well.
Yeah.
dress, and she's a pretty lady, but she doesn't show her face. And men who travel late at night,
Yeah.
Get laid in.
they get lured by her.
Like
Yeah.
that's like our version of
Ability.
like a siren,
Yeah.
but like on land.
Okay.
Yeah, so they call her La Diablesse. La Diablesse.
La Diablesse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When you're walking at night,
when you're walking at night, just make sure.
Yeah.
make sure she had two legs.
Okay.
Make sure
Look
she
down.
got two.
Okay.
Raise dress up.
Crazy dress up.
Yeah,
Oh.
permission from us, right? Not Donald Trump.
No.
Just
Crazy.
you.
Crazy dress up. Just
Yeah.
slightly.
All right, cool. So, you're planning to visit these shores in any capacity in a normal tourist-like way?
Carnival.
Or
What do you mean the shores?
carnival?
Come back for carnival.
Any other celebrations that we have in Trinidad? Is it something that you're planning to, or are you just going to go straight across to the
Maybe.
Well,
So my travels are basically I have a rough plan and then I put in the details. Right? When I arrived here, I didn't plan on walking across the island. It's just like an idea I had, and I also didn't like plan on like doing this like big. Just wanted to do it for myself. Maybe do like a YouTube video about it, but. You know, like ideas form. I compared like a sculpture, you know, like an artist with this like the rough form, and then like
And then
that's
you
the
get the
details
details
later.
after,
Like
yeah.
you know, and sometimes like changes something, and you know, I'm like I have a rough idea of what my travel should be like, but you know, the closer I come to every single point or the next point, you know, everything changes. So, yeah,
There's no plan, but there's a plan. An
there-
overall plan.
there's a rough plan,
Plan,
that just
well, yeah.
like gets shaped. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then go back.
Good.
Yeah, and then go back home and it was like, hey guys, I traveled. How long did it take? How long did it take to do the Sea Dress to Toko? It's Sea Dress to Toko, right?
Yeah, Toko to Ikakas.
Toko.
Yeah.
How long was the actual walk?
14 days.
What?
Serious?
Yeah.
14 days of trekking, like
True. Was
Trekking or
it
just-
straight road, or you went through some highways and byways?
No, I walked mainly through like villages, like and highways. I try to avoid cities as much as possible because like there are so many people who like know me and who want to talk with me and take pictures with me and well, basically I want to like walk, you know, and like it slows you down immensely. Like people don't realize that, but like if you get stopped like only 10 times in like half an hour, right? And often it's more than that. And each interaction takes like 3 minutes, right? Photos and like, what's your inspiration? Whatever. Here's like some food and say hi to her. You know,
It's like inspiration thing. That's
yeah. 10 times 3 is like 30, right? So half an hour becomes like 1 hour, and 4 hours walking, well, 8 hours walking around, and it just slows you down like immensely.
The,
it's Trinidadians, we real fast.
No, we fast mean what was the English of fast?
We're nosy.
Very nosy.
Yes.
Busybody.
I guess. I mean, I appreciate it also. You know, I have to say that I appreciate everybody who's like interested in that and, you know, like gives me some food and some water. So I am really thankful, but, you know, I
have your mission. But have you heard about the longest on foot trek you can make in the world though? Bottom of South Africa, all the way up through Africa
yeah.
to it connecting. You're walking through the Middle East, and then you ending up at like the top of
Siberia. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard that? You would
Yeah,
ever
I've heard about
you would
that.
ever think about venturing that? Because that's the ultimate one.
I mean, that would be cool, right?
That's the ultimate one.
But that's like a ton. I mean, I walked across Europe, and that's like 3,000 kilometers. This was just like 250 kilometers, but like the ultimate
That's
one,
true.
that takes years, right?
13 years. That's it.
Yeah, and like the whole visa thing is gonna be like a nightmare.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
logistics gonna be a nightmare. But
See if you can get Nike to sponsor the kicks. Nike to sponsor your shoes.
yeah,
Was he brand in Germany? Adidas.
Adidas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adidas.
yeah, maybe, but it's still gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Logistics.
be-
Logistics
Plus,
alone.
is the like geopolitical landscape
Yeah.
going on through Africa,
Exactly.
Middle East.
You're gonna go through some remote places like where you get food and water and like
Yeah.
How do
Especially
you get
passing
the
through
visa?
the middle of Africa.
Yeah.
Everywhere is in conflict.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And
That
like,
might-
how do you get like a Russia visa for like 2 years? Or not maybe
Siberia.
not a year, but it's a huge part of Russia. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I don't know. I would like for us to go to Europe. We had the Schengen, something called a Schengen visa,
Yeah.
so we could have.
Can walk all over Europe if you have like Schengen visa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think is that still a thing or.
That's still a thing. Yeah.
Okay. We have to get the Schengen, but
we can
then
move around.
we don't usually venture to Russia.
Yeah.
Like we would go.
Why would we go to the snow?
Yeah,
We not
yeah.
accustomed,
We-
yeah.
Germany,
It's
you
too
would
cold.
hear a lot of guys go Germany for like girls or whatever. And I'm sure.
girls.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I've been to Germany for BFS.
For what's that?
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we used to call it BFS back. So.
Why do you call it that?
We call everything
Well,
beers.
it is called October because
Yeah.
it's just beers. It's like beers.
Beer.
Actually, that was the private industry, bars. There was a bar called what was the bar boy? Shakers.
yeah.
Yeah, a bar called Shakers introduced that whole Oktoberfest idea to the drinking public now. So we just adopt a lot of things that we see in foreign media.
There was a film called BFS.
Yeah.
So that was like an American film, and so we was like, BFS.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So we adopt a lot of things. We kind of like the little brother to a lot of superpowers.
Yeah.
So we like give it. So we want to
Yeah.
always impress
a
big brother.
first world country,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
But there's a lot of natural beauty inside of this country, and I just wanted to tell you, we appreciate the fact that you somehow found Trinidad, number one, and the fact that they put Trinidad on the map again. So it's always good to hear that, and see that.
264 kilometers is crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I ain't walking off it.
And I walk it.
250. Yeah, not 60.
No,
It's a
no,
little bit
you're
less.
correct. It's a little bit less than
You
260.
feeling that temperature these days, dog?
Because
Yeah.
people complain to just walk I don't know.
The corner.
Yeah, walk to the corner. Nah, that's too
Yeah.
much walking. Here you are, see both ends of the spectrum. No
Yeah.
complaints. Smile on your face.
Happy as ever.
Different culture entirely. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I have a story to tell the children. All right, I was on a
Okay.
podcast in Trinidad with two weirdos, and
weirdos.
we had a good show. All right, I want to get into the Twilight Zone. right?
Aha.
So bear with us.
So we know we're going into our next segment.
Oh,
Where we might go into some.
advertisement.
Well, you just hang on, don't worry.
Press the button.
Shoot.
You know what this? So you know what this is? The
Nah, he's 20, dog.
Twilight Zone. The thing from Twilight Zone.
Nah.
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Even if, you might have to go research that for yourself.
Okay.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone.
When you get internet.
It was, I think, in the 90s
Yeah.
and
Nah.
early 2000s.
Bro, I was in the 60s. 60s.
You didn't watch Twilight Zone in the 90s? And
I saw it in the 60s.
you see Twilight Zone in the 60s?
I saw it in the 60s.
Come to Santa Cruz, right? Alright, cool. Yeah, so the Twilight Zone. I see some real wild stuff today, right? Like this is the moment where we give our accounts of the crazy shit that we see in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So today I was walking down the road, right? I can't say which road because it will sell out the story already. Stop. Mister. Someone called me out, Mister. So immediately we have a running joke now. When you say Mister, we know
It's children.
some underprivileged child,
Yeah.
And so I literally I was like, all right, where you want, son? When I looked back, I thought it was one child. It was about 6 of them. 2 hiding around the corner, so that's 8.
Jeez.
And a baby, a little baby in Pampers, just literally walking idly on the street, right? So he's like, sir. He didn't say mister. He's like, sir. You want to buy something for me and my sister to drink? Or, what we could do, right? We could do handstand, we could do push-ups, we could do things, however. I was like, I don't need to do anything. Number one, why are you not in school? Yeah. Sir, you want to talk to my father? He up the road, right? But here what to do. I'll give you a number. He's a real slick little talker. You see that little man? Some way, somehow, you will be great. You'll be a great talker. You'll be a good little boy. But back to the story. So it gets wilder.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, the parents are fastly approaching. So there's a hustle in Trinidad apparently where people use their children to go out and snag unsuspecting passers-by to get probably food for the day, water for the day, whatever the case is, I don't know. But it's wild that the parents would just allow their children to just vent out in the street to speak to strangers. I don't know. Like, we could do better than that, Trinidad, please. It out here not safe for the kids on them, though.
You get a lot of that? Yeah, see that on your travels?
Not that much, no. People normally, I was in the villages. It's mostly city.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, but I can't tell you the name of the place because
Oh, okay.
it's true I know.
Did you see any Amerindians? Like,
We don't have that in Trinidad.
What's Amerindians?
that would be our version of like Native Americans. Or like Native Americans.
Indigenous people.
Indigenous-
I had like one indigenous artist who I slept like a night. I think, and I saw some Varao, but they're in like Icakas.
Somewhere?
Like in Icakas, like there's like refugees from Venezuela.
Oh, no,
Like,
not like that. Not like
Not that
Nah.
indigenous. Not yet. Nah, not those indigenous people.
No, like we
The
had indigenous
historical.
people before Columbus.
yeah, no, I know. Like as I said, one woman who's like an artist where I slept, she's indigenous.
Artists are the best. Anyway,
And she was living in a remote area.
so
Oh, no, she was on a small. I don't know. Do you have like still indigenous people who live like remote and live off the
I
land?
mean,
That's why I'm
remote for
asking.
you, and remote for us might be two different.
that's why I'm
Ah,
asking.
okay.
I'm trying to look for these people.
Yeah, because-
I'm looking for these people.
Yeah.
We don't really know that there is a thriving
Indigenous community.
Indigenous community. And I don't even know that it exists. I don't have a clue.
There are several tribes actually. Like
You met some caciques.
no. I just met
As a
like
chief.
one woman, but she told me that there's like several tribes and they aren't really unified, and they're like struggling
But-
to
but-
get like
Yeah.
stuff like political power and get like their own memorial day and
Every country is the same.
that, and like corruption and I don't know.
But these tribes people live in the city and they live modern lives. But they try to tie themselves back to the past, which is something that we should respect more.
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of indigenous people though that get the respect here.
Off camera, before we started, he was like, "Hey, if you know, what the
But
yeah, off camera, he was like, yeah, running. Off camera, he was like, well, if you know gang members, you should if you know gang members, you should talk to them and try to. And I was trying to. I was waiting for the show for me to explain this thing.
Yeah.
If let's say I am affiliated with, okay, this is two gangs.
Okay.
Two gangs. How to do it for the just at the camera.
Yeah.
So these two gangs. I am for some reason no Soca Baby and Blue Cap. So we say Soca
Right.
Baby and Blue Cap. I am affiliated with somebody with Soca Baby. Blue Cap would be like, you are Soca Baby affiliate. I have the potential of dying. This is why if I know someone, not that I do, I wouldn't try to like engage, at least me, because the murder situation in terms of whatever various groups it have or whatever,
Yeah.
it gets deadly. Like how you said you're not accustomed seeing, you like the deadliest thing that you saw is the guy without license.
Yeah.
As opposed to here is the deadliest thing we might see.
They kill.
Yeah, you might die.
Yeah.
So it isn't the juice isn't with the squeeze in terms of that. You understand?
So they would kill you just for affiliating with one of the gangs?
No. All right. Maybe if you come to Trinidad and you affiliate with one of the gangs,
Yeah.
it's much easier to
like a-
maneuver
You
As a foreigner.
as a
yes,
foreigner.
Yes.
Okay.
Me.
But as a local now,
Yeah.
it might be okay, You might go to one community and everybody will be like, yeah, it's love. But what about the people who say, you need to draw a line in the sand and choose a side?
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, I had to choose a side between soca baby and blue cap.
And if you don't choose his side now, that's where you're being tested.
You're
So,
getting sick,
so
you're
if
going
you're really
against-
not in, like, I can safely say I'm not in that life.
Me neither.
I'm not a criminal. So if I'm not in it, I give them a wide berth. You know, everybody need to feed their children at the end of the day, but you have to understand that this problem is not, they didn't start the issue. This issue started because there's an authority in place that allow them to be this way.
Yeah.
So we could address that on a whole different topic. I understand where they're coming from. People hungry, people need amenities, people need help. But they also need to help themselves, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the second part now of my question would be, what people assume is that once foreigners, especially Caucasians or whoever, come in the country and they do like treks like what you doing, or people who go into areas that they're working for some intelligence agency. And so I was like, is this guy? So I had to ask the question.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
Am I in the CIA?
You know, not CIA, but German intelligence,
German,
French intelligence. Speaking French, very fluent.
yeah, the man
Oh,
is
yeah.
a multilinguist.
So I had to ask.
I'm not an LA intelligence.
you just-
whatever. I'm just a random guy who wanted to walk across the country and then did it.
Because you remember, he was like, oh, you know anybody in thing? And I was like, I wonder. I have to ask for the public record. Because then everybody be like, why you never ask him that? Why you didn't ask him that?
Nah.
Okay.
No.
See, guys, not everybody's a spook.
Trinidadians, okay, so if it's one thing we nosy as hell,
And conspiracy
and
theory.
we love conspiracies.
Okay.
We love to make up things that never happen. You know, so-
No, boy, see him here. And you walk into the embassy and
Boy, that man now take a taxi and jump over the embassy, but he walk in and all kind of madness, you know. People will try to get some sensationalism out of a rise
or
of that
you
situation.
just trying to do like this pilgrimage. And it had nothing to do. You was like, you know what?
Let the people do it, you know.
Yeah.
So,
So,
in true hee-haw style,
Yeah.
all right, we don't really try to bring too much politics into the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that this backpacking, it was a lifestyle.
pilgrimage.
Somewhat.
It's
maybe.
sort
No.
of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's something that could help a lot of young men, you know?
Help?
Yeah.
Help a lot of young
And
men.
finding themselves.
Yeah. Well, maybe not backpacking, but like walking or like a pilgrimage, I think would help people. I wouldn't say
Explain the
like
difference.
Yeah. Well, the back pilgrimage is just basically you take a backpack, you take a food, and you take some water. Well, I didn't without water, but basically just walk from one point to the other point.
Oh, like Jesus.
Yeah, something like that. I think it really helps
Man,
a lot
like
of people.
Jesus did, yes.
You know, if you have like just a backpack and like the bare necessities, and you walk for like a few days on end, and no social media, right? Nothing. Just walk, and it's just you and your thoughts, and like everything else after like a day or so becomes unimportant, other than like where do I sleep, what do I eat, like the bare
Survival
necessities.
mode.
Like
Ooh.
exactly. And on top of that, like you are alone with your thoughts. You kind of reflect about something, and nothing is happening, right? The world isn't like going over. Like you're just in the middle of nowhere. Nothing changes. You know, the world's
It's a
okay.
peace.
Yeah, it's a peace, and I think that's like something really good for mental health.
Oh, shit.
No, yeah, because I could see how that level of freedom, that level of, did you use a map or you just went?
I had a map. No, I had a rough map. Yeah.
All right, so you,
So you know cartography.
No, I had a map on my phone. Not Google Maps, but like a special hiking app.
Oh,
where
okay.
Like, say, you know, we have
Yeah.
routes and.
roads and distances and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I mean, Trinidad is not that much of a challenge for you. But
Some certain things are certain. It's different.
Okay, yeah.
what was the hardest part?
I was not going to ask
Whoa.
that. I was
Pause.
not going to ask. Pause.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. What you was going to do about that? What did you do about the mosquitoes?
Get bitten.
So you just take that. You just take that dengue. Just take that.
Well,
Well,
glad
I
in there.
had like a mosquito net for my head, and I tried to like sleep indoors as much as I can and avoid them, and try to use like fans. as much as I can. But if I didn't, I just get bitten. You know, I like some days my hands are just covered in mosquito bites. You know, you just get used to it.
And the tribal lady didn't tell you like there's literally some kind of bushes drink like you can heat it with water. It's like a kind of tea you drink that's bitter your blood for mosquitoes so they don't bite you. She like I forgot what it's called, but there's
I've never heard of that.
like a thing that you drink, like some bush remedy thing that you just drink. It bitters your blood and you good. Which is why natives don't get bitten by mosquitoes.
Why doesn't everybody do that?
Because that's
we have bug spray, we have citronella, we have off, Odomos, we have the list. So there's no need to go back to the indigenous roots now.
I don't know. I need to try that.
citronella works though.
Well, I mean, if I don't know what to do, I could like.
I am not making this up. I've been hearing about this. I've never drank it, but it is bitter to the taste apparently, and it bitters your blood. Well, to mosquitoes, so they just stay away from you.
I should try that. Yeah.
Me personally,
the more you know.
If you ask me, my biggest ick, my biggest pet peeve is the the noise they make.
It's hard to go to sleep.
I cannot sleep with it at all. So you any what is called the.
So the mosquitoes was the hardest part.
No. I think the hardest part is maybe like the popularity. Like it sounds weird.
Taking you away from your thoughts.
Like nobody. Yeah, it's like. I've not been used to that.
Yeah.
Never. Like I've never been on TV or television or podcast. My first podcast. Hey guys, got the premiere.
That's what we try to do here at Hee-Haw.
Yeah, normally I'm just on my own like the whole time. And
Right.
normally it's like nearly nobody's watching. Like I did a YouTube video and like a few guys like see this and I commented, but like all of a sudden I have like thousands of people who follow me on social media, and everywhere I walk, cars stop, people take photos.
For real.
And like, everybody has a question and want to ask me something, and it's so crazy. And
Imagine that.
I need to get used to that.
So what's the wildest question like that you got? The wildest was just like, what?
Wildest question. Everybody just asked like the same two questions, like how has your walk been? Especially now, like what do you answer that? Yeah, it's good.
I mean, it's long. It's
a long
like,
walk.
what's your inspiration? You know, that's like basically the most common questions. I don't know, wild questions.
Okay. Well, I have my wild question. What's the wildest thought that went through your mind during your meditative process? Wait,
If you don't mind.
your wildest thought. So you remember you said it was somewhat meditative to do the walk because you're alone with your thoughts.
Yeah.
So what was like the wildest thought that entered your mind? And it's like, hey, that's interesting. Where the hell that come from?
Well, basically, there's on this walk I didn't have too much quiet because like you're always constantly thinking of everything. Because first of all, I was like documenting each day on social media, so you need to think like what am I gonna film on social media, where I'm gonna go sleep. Like you need to like regularly call like TV and television, and you know it's like lots of things going on, right? And you need to plan and. But like back in the day, I think like the wildest thought is just like doing this, what I do right now, just like hitchhike to the Amazon rainforest without money, without taking planes, and live in the Amazon rainforest. Yeah, that maybe that might be like one of the wildest ideas, and now I'm doing it.
One step to cool. You get to live the dream.
How much experience you have with wildlife?
Here, nothing. Like I know how to survive in the German forest. I know like the plants. I know the animals. I know how everything works. But here, I still need to learn it. But I'm about to learn it. You know, I'm working.
I mean, we the closest thing to the Amazon, if you want to consider a biome, you know.
Yeah.
But Amazon is a whole different beast.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Jaguars.
Just
Our
one-
biggest
one.
cat is
The ocelot.
So, and ocelots typically don't attack humans.
Yeah, jaguars typically don't attack humans either. Like diseases kill you, and everything looks the same, and your map doesn't work because you don't have connection, and like you just
You can't light fires.
I like fires in your report.
No, it's too wet. It's raining all the time.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
For real?
You need like some really high percentage like fuel to like make you can't make fires.
So was this? What is your survival tactic?
In the
No,
Amazon?
Yeah, because
Yeah, well, I want to like go alone there. Like, want to live like one of the communities who like lives like fairly remote. I still need to figure that out. This is like the idea, you know, like one step at a time. You know, like
get a wife one of the locals. So you need to do is just go into one of the village, wife them, and be like, okay, let's get married, and then we, you know,
Yeah.
you'll show me, and then I'll train you on like first world countries thing.
not really. I don't plan to get married or anything. I just
okay.
you know want to see the jungle.
Oh,
I wouldn't, but I mean, kudos to you.
Is social media like a big thing in Germany, from a small village, like you said, a rural village? Is it like how everybody's on their phones here, and they're just like stuck to their phones?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it's the same in Germany as it is here.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think
not
Germany is-
TikTok though. It's more like Instagram or YouTube. But social media isn't
Damn.
it like a big thing everywhere?
Everywhere, yeah. It's
Well, we don't have Facebook, right? Nobody uses Facebook, but just you know, like
You're 20, that's why.
Yeah.
You're 20. I still
forget,
forget.
yeah.
He's 20.
Young. Yeah.
Young kid.
Yeah.
That's a young.
As almost. Anyway, we're in contagious right
Yeah,
now.
we know what. Yeah, we passed that bracket.
how old are you guys?
At 35.
35.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit older.
Yeah,
It's like a little bit.
Just a little bit over.
Yeah.
But I was going to get to the point where it's going to be something advantageous to young men to not just walk, but do something difficult. Do something
A
that
trial,
will
if
take you
you
out of
will.
your comfort zone now, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be learned in that area of discomfort
Yeah.
about yourself, you know. So putting that into perspective, we don't really have I've never seen a Trinidadian decide to say I'm going to break free. You know, and I'm going to find what I am looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe it happens. We could call that brain drain.
Yeah.
But in terms of,
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys.
that's how it goes. Right? But in terms of the culture being you feeling trapped as a young man, you know there's more in the world. You know that there's a bigger world out there.
Yeah.
How you achieve that understanding of yourself in this also big world, you know. So glad you found it and you're on your journey.
Well, yeah, he's on the journey. He didn't find it.
No,
yet, you know.
the it is looking for is the peace that has come from the being with yourself, you
Yeah.
know. And what I'm gathering is that you don't really like people disturbing you.
Well, I don't mind it. You know, it's not like I hate it, but it's just sometimes, well, people don't understand it. People say like, yeah, you're ungrateful and all those things, but it's like just a lot, you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You wasn't ready for fame. It was not about
yeah,
fame.
no, like
Maybe it's a test. Yeah.
all the time I was just like me and alone. Like I'm alone most of my journey, right? Just I'm alone, sleeping alone somewhere outside, like finding food on my own. I like for a month and month I'm like on my own, just nobody there. Like, you know, on the ocean, of course, I'm with captains and sometimes there are other people, but you know, it's mostly just me, you know?
Sounds like a
And-
dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solitude seems awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now it's like everybody who I meet just, or not everybody, but like a lot of
The
people I
vast
meet just wanna,
majority.
like, talk to me here, and it's just like you need to get used to that, you know.
Yeah. In some ways, it just probably is just a challenge for you to overcome.
Yeah. No, there are worse things than that. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of those things.
There's some,
Yeah.
like we need to make mention of what's taking place in Haiti earlier. In any which way it could support, we need to, because no, this is a very serious thing that we're talking about. When you said a lot worse things goes on in the society, social media is one part of it, but we don't really see what's happening in reality. A pilgrimage. What do you call yourself? What would you like to call yourself?
I don't know. I just whatever. I haven't.
Walker.
Totally.
Walker, German Ranger.
Backpacker, YouTuber,
Happy
influencer,
anniversary.
hitchhiker. I don't know. You might call me a bartender because I work, like the money I have for this is like bartending or like working in factories or like a trash man or picking up trash, you know.
Or
It's-
operative CIA, Central Intelligence.
Not really, no.
Okay, that's true. You see how
They
that?
probably would pay a lot, but you know, no. But yeah, no. I don't really know what I am.
But I mean, in Germany,
Just something.
in Germany is fabled or is well known to be the vocational mecca of the world. You know, where a lot of engineering prestige is held in Germany. You know, and how come I didn't decide to go into that route,
Like study?
like studying in German?
Yeah,
Vocation.
no. I could. Like I had actually pretty good grades. You know, I could basically study whatever I want. I could like become like a doctor, lawyer, psychologist, whatever. Like
When you're ready.
most of my friends did that, but I didn't really want to do that. You know. Yeah, no. I decided to just like have no money and walk across the world.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know?
we're trying to get at. now,
This
like,
is
what is
just-
course? Did you just decide to go?
Because it sounds like some
They want like
stoic,
poverty.
stoic shit. It's like
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
stoic.
No, I mean, like you need to think about like what do you want to do with your life, right? Like you only have like one life. You know, what is something you enjoy with your life? Like I don't really have a draw of money. You know, money doesn't really like get to me. You know, I mean, you make a lot of money if you do these jobs. Like if you do it for a passion, you know, that's good. You know, if you really love doing those jobs, but I don't really have like a passion for doing that, right? I want to do what I do right now. Like maybe I can, if everything doesn't work out and it's really bad, I somehow come back to Germany and study then. But yeah, this is just what I wanted to do with my life. It's
No. We know it way more productive. I mean, it's very Eastern philosophy-esque. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
it's-
Western and
It's very anti-capitalist. It's like
Yeah.
you're trying to walk the path of the sage, basically.
I mean, you might like give me a little bit too much credit
The
here.
sagacity
but
of it.
I mean,
Yes.
how many times have you been tempted to stop and go back home?
not really.
Never.
Not really, no. Like, I don't know. I don't really want to go home. This is what I want to do. Like, they were hard times. They were really hard times, you know. But, you know, you just kind of get through them, you know.
Yeah,
It's like,
persevere.
yeah. You have like a very good reason for doing so. And, you know,
Is
there
that-
isn't like, there is a way back if you really want to. But even like the way back, you know, once you're really deep into that, it's you know.
And sort of like you
It's hard.
feel yourself when you give up.
It's,
like
it's very hard to fail, you know. It's not like,
Yeah.
you know, like it's not like if you don't want to eat chips and you have like, chips right next to you and you just eat the chips, you know, like
Yeah.
like booking a flight ticket to Germany. Oh my god, that mentally I wouldn't. I would,
Yeah,
you know, and then
imagine.
sitting in the airport and knowing that you just fail. This would be no, I couldn't do that, you know.
So in terms of fitness, health
Yeah.
fitness, because obviously you're doing
Yeah.
something which is, I'm not sure, is it like very taxing on the body? Like the length of distance you have to do manual walking.
A little bit.
And then you would need to have enough calories to sustain body mass so you don't dry up, you have to eat. So what would you
Yeah.
say is I want to say starter pack. If you want the pilgrimage starter pack, if you had to
Yeah.
do like, you have to eat this every day, you'll be good.
Well, basically, you know, I think everybody could do that. What I do, not everybody, but you don't really need a lot, like calorie. Like I don't know if you're like super thin and you have like 7% body fat, you know, like
I'm talking about me. So.
yeah. Maybe. I mean, I lost a little bit of weight, but you know, I don't know. You don't need to. I think most people could do that. It's not.
It's not
too
about
technical.
stamina.
Because you came down for mango season, so it was like, what was your
Yeah.
daily like? Mainly the main thing you ate down here was
I don't know. Whatever people gave me.
it wasn't like
Yeah,
oh, today I
just
ate doubles, today I ate
kind of snacks. I don't know, like all kinds of different foods people gave me. Like I don't know what did I ate. I ate like that's some fish in the like coastal regions and some I don't know whatever I got somewhere, some KFC.
Yeah.
Okay,
someone invited.
is the KFC? Do you like the KFC down there?
Yeah, I like it.
As compared to
I don't know. I've only been in
Anyway.
KFC once in like Europe. Not really a KFC guy
Ah.
or McDonald's guy. I just normally I eat very simple things, you know. 'cause-
because the reason I'm asking is our KFC apparently is like the world's greatest KFC.
Oh, maybe. Okay, then I wouldn't want to say anything against it. It might be true. Yeah, it might be the world's best. It's a good KFC.
That's what people say. So
yeah,
it's
I
like,
don't know. I can't judge if that's true.
It's like our KFC tastes different from American KFC, tastes different from Barbados. Our KFC
Maybe,
is
maybe.
really quote unquote
Maybe.
KFC.
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's what on purpose. Like, except change the taste. per region.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just the ingredients that we have in regions. That's what's give it the.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
I'm
it's
not
the passion.
I'm not a KFC guy.
There was
I'm
a
not
time
KFC.
KFC decided to bring out a curry fried chicken dog.
That was
It was
fair,
the
no?
worst thing ever. It was the absolute worst thing I ever eaten.
No, well, no, just stop there.
It was burning your nostrils and thing when he was biting it.
yes,
And thing.
stop
That was crazy.
Yeah. You've got some hot stuff here. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's the like. I really need to get used to that.
Spicy food.
Yeah, they say it's not spicy in the video. It's super spicy. Like, oh my god.
Curries, you're not accustomed to curry.
Yeah,
in
not the
that.
spicy stuff. Oh my god, no.
What else do we have? That would be spicy. Well, of course,
Well,
pepper.
I mean-
pepper.
Yeah. What else do you have? That's not. Isn't like
Everything is
most
spicy.
dishes like there is at least most dishes they put spice on that like pepper.
Yeah.
No, but it's
Yeah.
pretty good for your immune system, believe it or not. I did not know
Yeah,
this. So-
maybe.
So
Okay.
you would not get sick eating pepper every day. You would literally eat like it's
Yeah.
like high in vitamin C.
Consume them Scovilles, boy.
Yeah. So we had like Trinidad had like the highest Scoville pepper.
Nah, well, I
It
think
got
they,
taken over, yes.
yeah.
We had like number one, and
the
then
scorpion pepper.
scorpion pepper.
Yeah, the hottest pepper. Yeah.
And then the Americans
They,
came
they,
on.
they genetically modified
Yeah.
pepper. I
Yeah.
mean, trying to be the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm not eating that pepper.
No.
It's called the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Not eating that either.
Why would you eat it?
Because I'm not. For me to eat it would be unpatriotic.
See people walk around and giving pipers hot chips and thing.
We're doing their bud.
Oh,
They
yeah.
eat that?
No, well, all right. So you know what a piper is, right?
What?
A piper
a
is sort of
vagrant?
like a homeless man.
But on
Yeah.
cocaine.
He's on drugs. Kinda
Yeah,
like,
no, I know. Yeah, no, I know what it was. Peppers. Yeah.
Sprangers, pipers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They eat peppers?
No. The pipers or the sprangers in the community tend to be the superheroes. The people who have the best immune systems. They're always in shape.
They live a very long time.
Quite long.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
a very long time.
Wait,
And-
that's all the people who take the drugs.
Who do crack cocaine? You know crack?
Yeah.
Smoke from your pipe? Yeah.
Bubble. Yeah.
Yeah.
The people who do crack regularly are the people who live the longest.
I wouldn't say that's
Wait.
okay. It's a little bit wild to say they live the longest.
But they live
when
a long time.
you tend to see them in a period of time, and
Yeah.
in that period of time, it tends to be like, "But this man around forever, boy."
Like everybody has their neighborhood guy, and I know my neighborhood guy since I'm like in primary school
Yeah.
all the way up to as an adult. He died recently.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of I'm an adult.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and well, I talked to my parents. It's like, yeah, he doing this. He's like 15.
But somehow, maybe exclude the drugs from it because it's a difficult world to
Yeah.
live in it. Maybe if you choose to go on a pilgrimage or spiritual journey,
Yeah.
you kind of mentally prepare to deal with hardships. So whatever's thrown your way, you could be like, I'm going to persevere.
Yeah. Yeah,
When you
True.
end up in this because you have no other choice, the drugs might seem like a way out.
Yeah.
It never is. But these people
Yeah.
are sometimes the smartest people I could ever
Yeah.
speak with, and sometimes the most genuine people. Sometimes
Yeah.
they are some of the most interesting stories. It's just they gripped by circumstances
Yeah.
now. You know, so
Hardship really forms you sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, hardship forms you. Sometimes it's break you. Sometimes we can't really gauge how much hardship we could take.
Yeah.
But the pipers on them that we're talking about, they would do some of the most incredible feats.
And they would have, like, they'll come from a decent in terms of, they would have a background in something which would be like, yeah, this person was an engineer.
Yeah. They tend to be a
Chemical
little bit more-
engineer. And
a
they're
little bit
very,
smarter.
so I don't know.
So why are they on the streets like
Crack cocaine is a hell of a
Oh,
drug,
shit. Yeah.
according to Rick James. You know Rick James?
Nah.
You know Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Okay, he had a skit with Rick James.
Okay.
And
Rick James is a lifestyle, right?
no, Rick James died.
yeah.
But
Okay,
like
okay.
when he was doing this skit, the sketch on Rick James,
Yeah.
Rick James was like, cocaine is a hell of a drug. He did not lie. It's like,
Nah, it's I don't wanna,
Yeah.
get into that.
No, yeah, so that maybe the lifestyle they live. Maybe it's because they tend to have to deal with so much harder things on a daily basis. They tend to be the happiest people that we always see smile. A piper always smiling. He always happy. He always willing to help.
you grew up in a different
Yeah.
era. Well, yeah, they was willing to.
They're always willing to help. They're always trying to be good people because at the end of the day, they probably deal with so much hardships on a daily basis.
So,
Yeah, maybe.
well, okay. I have my question. So if you was on your pilgrimage, you was on your, you said 100, no.
In Germany.
No,
like,
here.
Walking across.
It's
the
14
country.
days.
Yes.
Somebody was like, oh, you want food? Well, remember the story you told me today?
No.
You want food? Well, here what? You gotta clean my yard.
Yeah.
You have to do some housework.
Yeah.
Would you have like, okay, I'll help you pay for the day and I'll get lunch?
Well, sorry, like if someone would offer that to me.
Right, so because remember you was going around having to figure out,
Yeah. No, I mean like my first intention was to do that, right? My first intention, like through the popularity, I didn't have to do that. It's like the other way around. But my first like thought, I wanted to walk with no money and something is just like to ask like restaurants, hey, can I clean like your dishes, help you clean dishes in the end, and like maybe you take some home, like some leftovers or something like that.
that is very honorable.
I was like, yeah, I want to like do something like that, like someone who has like a big garden with several fruits, like can I take some of those, or stuff like that. The thing is like I got kind of popular, so a lot of the time like cars go by and they just stop and give me food, and it got so much that I couldn't carry all the food, so I had to give, have to refuse the food. Sometimes I just gave people the food back because sometimes people just insisted on giving me food because they want to help me that bad. And then other cars would stop and I would just give them randomly food, like here, get some snacks.
I mean,
so I didn't have that problem, but I definitely, 100%, I would like clean someone's garden. Like if I didn't have, if there weren't so many people who like giving me food, of course I would clean someone's garden for like food. That's of course, yeah.
So, and you wasn't doing this in any flip flops, right? You was doing this walk in like
boots.
Boots.
Yeah, boots.
That's boot.
Yeah, no, I didn't have the best shoes for that. But it's because I want to go in like the jungle and I needed some jungle boots and I don't have like space. I don't want to like buy shoes and then throw them away because I have like limited space in my backpack, so I need to be like very selective. So I just walked in boots. They're better shoes, and I've got like some blisters from that, but whatever.
Jeez. And like how much days worth of clothes? Like
clothes.
Like how did you wash the clothes and cycle? Like how much clothes did you buy? New clothes?
No, I had like one pair of clothes and I washed it at like certain places. Like for example, depending on where I stayed, but like the Hindu temple, they were really nice. They just gave me some like I don't know sweater or like some trousers, and they washed my clothes in the evening and hang it up. And in the morning, I could have some nice clothes. Or like I stayed in mosque and they did the same thing, or. Depending on where I stay, like people allowed me to wash my clothes there, so that's how I wash my clothes. And also the same thing with like showering, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
it's because of tough guys.
Yeah.
Please
Don't
don't
go crazy now. Tough guys, right?
Yeah.
Like that would have like they'll be in the Georgie bundle. We call it a Georgie bundle.
Yeah.
So like let's say they break up with their wife or their girlfriend,
Yeah.
so they have like their life in our backpack.
Yeah.
But they have their 14 pairs of sneakers still in the backpack, and like they don't know where they are gonna stay
Yeah.
just yet. So it's like you found it easy to have like very minimal. You lived a very minimalist lifestyle and it functioned. However, the abundance of modern luxuries.
Yeah.
God, that's
you.
you.
Mad.
Yeah. He is the coconut water gets you drunk. If you didn't notice.
Yeah.
Sorry. The modern luxuries now kind of holds you back from advancing, I guess, spiritually. Because would you say that you've grown a bit spiritually throughout all of this?
Maybe. I'm not really. I grow like as a person. I'm not that spiritual. I mean, you somewhat get religious.
Oh no, I don't mean religiously.
Yeah.
I mean like probably mentally, growing mentally. That's probably what I mean.
I think of course, like everything that happens to you, like you grow from it. I mean, depending on how you deal with it, but I try to like grow from everything and. I've grown a lot from a lot of like hardships and challenges and
throughout this trip or like prior, before.
All the time, before now, I sleep on the ground, I have no problem with that. I don't like sleeping on mattresses. I think I slept like once on a mattress, maybe twice on this journey, and before that, the 3-4 months before that, I've never slept on a mattress. Right now, I still like sleep in like a small tent. outside.
Okay.
I don't care. I could sleep inside, by the way, in a bed. I know.
This is where you're supposed to get the advertisement for get a brand and let them sponsor you this tent. Like
Yeah.
okay, so what brand we talking about? Coleman 10th? What was he brand?
I think it's called Caravan or something. It's like a small, like one person.
Camping tent.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's a bivouac tent, so it's like very small and it's like dark olive green, so it's very stealthy.
so
So
the
basically,
one-
you can set it up anywhere next to like a bush in the evening, and nobody will really see it. You know, it's like very. You basically lay on the. It's basically like a sack, a green sack with like two
Oh no, I
things
know.
for like the
I know
head.
one person tents. I have
Yeah.
once a year I have to go 7 days and live in a tent.
Yeah.
So
It's just like very small on the ground, so it's very stealthy. You know.
Yeah.
You don't want people to see.
Small footprint.
Yeah, and I don't know what was your question again.
no, I said if you get to grow
But,
mentally
yeah,
and
he
the
did
hardships,
answer.
and then he was like, we was talking about like let's see what's the brand.
Yeah, maybe they
Ask
might
for
sponsor
sponsorship.
me, but
Yeah.
like the thing is, like I'm not sure if I actually go that because sometimes you get desperate and you give in. But my goal is I wanna not make money with YouTube or like social media. I like eventually when I can make money, you know, like from like on YouTube. I'm not monetized yet, but eventually when I go monetized, I probably will take it and put like on a separate account. But I don't want to like fund my journey through this. I want to fund my journey. I don't want to make money from social media for my journey. Want my fund my journey through like manual work, right?
Yeah.
You don't want it to stop the actual process of what you're trying to do here. You want to do that on the sweat of your brow, sweat of your hands.
Yeah,
you
no,
get from point to
I'm not
point.
sure if I'm gonna take like sponsors. You know, I just wanna fund myself through like actual like physical work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my idea.
By the sweat of your brow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically that honorable. I mean, it's very
Well, I try. Yeah, I try.
Heinrich and Broomhilda, basically.
Wow. That was a apt. Hey, you come on. You come
No,
on.
I've been
Yeah, for them,
reading.
boy.
I've been reading.
Heimlich and Broomhilde, you say no?
So okay. Is he? You need to shut up. You need to shut the hell up.
Easy
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, it's wild. Anyway, yeah, so okay. What about in terms of literature?
Yeah.
Are you a half-aid reader? What's the thing when you go back to civilization? I guess
Yeah.
prior would it have just been films, or are you a reader?
Oh, I love books. Oh my God, there's so many good books. You guys know Tim Ferriss? No,
We
okay.
heard of him.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
he has some like good books to learn from. He's like self-development book. He has interesting books. You know the book 7 Years in Tibet?
7 years in
Tibet. 7 years in
Tibet?
Tibet.
No, I've never heard of
Never
him.
heard of that. Like I like adventure books or endurance. Like
I really don't read adventure books. I read more biological, scientific books.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like
bored reader.
it's like true biographies, right? But like biographies are like really insane. Like 7 Years in Tibet is just like a guy back in the day when there's nobody in Tibet. It's like a closed off country, but the Dalai Lama is still like the god
Yeah.
king and everybody. It's like a huge country and just like he lives 7 years in Tibet. He's like one of the first white guys to only enter the country, and then he becomes friends with the Dalai Lama and stuff like that, you know. And it's real, right?
It actually happened.
Like,
So-
and it's like crazy adventure stories like that. It's just,
That's
you know,
amazing.
it makes me think about what's actually happening. What's actually possible, you know, like
Yeah.
what other people did, you know. If this guy had social media, you know, he would be like everywhere. Like, you know, there's this huge country who's like closed off, nobody can go, and there's the God King. Everybody like worships this God King, and this white guy just goes inside there and
Befriends everybody.
Must be nice.
He's the personal teacher of this God King now. It's and stuff like that really inspires me. And like there are several others like The Lost City of Z. You ever heard of that?
I have only read adventure, probably Harry Potter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
no,
the
no.
furthest adventure I read.
I
I read books on animals.
I'm trying to go through like the only classic books I was supposed to be reading.
Yeah.
So right now I'm reading Jesus Christ, Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo. All right.
So
Yeah,
I
I've
know-
heard of that. Yeah.
Right. So
Haven't read that.
Yeah. So I doing Count of Monte Cristo, Three Musketeers. So I not into the what do you call it, non-fiction. For some reason I don't like non-fiction reading. I can just watch a YouTube video. But in terms of reading, it has to be
Yeah.
fake.
The grasp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
imagination.
Yeah, should try.
Crime and Punishment. I want to read the Crime and Punishment.
Oh yeah, I wanted to read this too. Dostoevsky.
Yeah,
great. I want to read
Jesus.
Dostoevsky too.
Yeah, like the Russian greats, that kind of stuff.
So you're into a lot of Stoic literature.
Maybe I don't know. I like to I don't really read for fun. Or I read for fun, but I want to improve myself while doing so, right? Or learn something from that.
Meditations, Marcus Aurelius.
No, I haven't read that. I want to read that. It's on my to-do list. I want to read a lot of things. That's huge list of books.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to read it's on my to-do list to read all the books of the world religions, the Bible,
Gita.
the Bhagavad Gita, exactly,
Yeah,
the Torah,
yeah.
the Quran. I don't even know how the Buddhist thing is called, but the Buddhist writings.
There's
The Tao Te Ching. You can read the Tao Te Ching in an hour.
Yeah?
4 hours. You can read that in an hour.
All right, I need to do that.
In an hour. If you're a quick reader, half an hour. You get then it's based on the translation too. So so I'm not sure if you'll go from, I guess it was Chinese to German. You'll get I'm not sure what versions it have, because the versions you would get translations versus what we would get would be different. So what your preferred language would be? What, German? Read it in German, or read in English, or read in Spanish? What's your way of digesting literature?
German or English. I prefer English if it's sometimes I prefer English because it's better in terms of translation, or if it's the original text, I read English, or if there's no German translation, I read English, but sometimes I read German. By the way, right now I'm reading the biography of Mahatma Gandhi.
He's a controversial figure. He's a quite controversial figure, but
In this country?
No, not in this country. In what I've read about him, what I know about him, I guess in every scenario, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah.
So he's done a lot in the way of changing the way we perceive lesser beings than us.
Yeah.
What really stood out to me was when he talked about how we treat animals is kind of a representative of how we think or how we treat ourselves.
Right.
So any society that you see abusing animals, you kind of tend to see that in other developmentally.
Interesting.
Interesting. So that was Mahatma Gandhi.
Interesting.
But then there's the colored past, and
the other stuff.
The other stuff.
The other stuff.
Yeah, so when you reach there, I don't want to spoil it to you. You get there.
You enjoy.
You enjoy.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy.
So we have reached to the end of our show.
All right.
We really appreciate you coming out. If you have any final words to the viewers.
I don't know. Thank you guys for inviting us here. And I don't know. I got if it's okay for. Yeah, all right.
Plug away. Pause.
All right, I've got a YouTube channel called The Pilgrimage of Life. Today I uploaded a video where I talk about my journey. I've got some Instagram and TikTok too. It's all The Pilgrimage of Life, all together and all small. And I am probably gonna go into the Amazon rainforest in Venezuela next, but I think I'll stay a little bit longer in Trinidad.
Yes.
Final words. You see, guys, he's not working for an intelligence agency. Guys, so stop asking him. Just stop asking him. He cool thing. He eats. He just likes walking a lot and pilgrimage shit. He's not working for probably KGB. We not if he's a Russian.
Cover that. Yeah.
He might be.
So So in a world of black and white, don't be the guy in the corner in the grey jeans. Do good every time. Good will follow. We out.